Hey guys, today is November 14th, 2019. So my last video, I talked about November 11th, and I had some amazing connections. But I want to talk about November 11th again, because I want to show you some things that happened, and a new discovery about November 11th that I made, that I know which will be connecting to future events. Um, so... So we had the American Airlines plane landing gear collapsed. It skidded off the runway. And the first thing I noticed is obviously the date. It's 9/11 backwards. And what happened on 9/11/01? We had two American airline planes crash into the Trade Center. So I thought it was odd that it happened on this date. So then we had also a tsunami warning in El Salvador. And we also had a meteor lighting up the sky in Missouri. So November 11th was a planetary transit, which is where Mercury passed in front of the sun. And I always talk about that I look at those events as marker points. So it's obviously going to be connecting to other events, future and the past. So I think these two things that happen, they might be like warnings, something that's going to be connecting to the November 11th date. And the tsunami warning happened because a military aircraft spotted a potential tidal wave, sparking evacuations. That seems odd that he just thought a tsunami was there, and I must have been mistaken. There's no tsunami. I don't know. It's just kind of weird. It's the fourth false tsunami warning since the beginning of 2018, and it's the fourth one that connects to one of the great conjunctions. This great conjunction here on 5/28/2000, when the dates are reversed, that's if I were to flip 11/11 over here and put the 5/28 over here, we have the skull and bones number, 322 backwards, 222 months, 2 weeks, and 3 days. So, then we also had the Hang Seng stock market had its worst day in months. It dropped as much as 800 points, and I think it closed down 724 points because of the protests and the violence over there. So that's another thing that happened. And we had the Israeli strikes on Gaza and exchange rocket fire on both sides. So that may still be ongoing, but that actually happened on the 12th over there. It was while it was still the 11th here, but I want to get to my new discovery, because I always talk about the numbers 322 or 9/11. Well, I found something interesting. So, as I said, Mercury passed in front of the sun, so I decided to look up things related to Mercury, Mercury's atomic number, again, that's the element, separate from the planet, but still, because it has the name Mercury in it, it's equals to 80. So, and Mercury, the planet, takes 88 days to revolve around the sun. And I had all these 80 connections, or 88s, or 8 connections. I talked about that. It was 88,888 days after San Francisco was founded. San Francisco was playing in a Monday night football game. California equaled 88. It was 88 months and 8 days prior to iPad Go 2 being uploaded to YouTube. It was 88,888 80 days after the Liberty Bell was first rung, and that happened coinciding with the reading of the Declaration of Independence for the first time. if the end date was included. So you have all those 8 connections, but then so I tried to look at other events. Did something else happen that connecting the number 8 to this 11/11 date? And interestingly, I did find some things. 80 days prior to 11/11, the Dow fell 623 points and the Nasdaq fell 239 points. So it's like both numbers like 923, and if you know about 923, it's a big number with the occult. So on 9/28/2018, bring that up. That was the tsunami in Indonesia, and not the 2004 one. That wasn't as bad, but still, a lot of people died in this one. I don't remember how many. It was, yeah, it was around like 1,000 or something like that. But it was a big deal, and that was 409 days prior to 11/11, and 409 is the 80th prime. Then look at Fukushima, 3/11/11 to 11/11 was 8 years and 8 days. So all those 8s just tell me, well, they're using the number 8 because of the atomic number of Mercury, and Mercury, how long it takes to revolve around the sun. So I guess for future events, we can look at the first date would obviously be 8 days away, and that's on the 19th, and the year is the 19. Well, what stands out is the number 19 is the 8th prime. It doesn't mean something will happen on that day, but that's just one of the first possibilities. But I fully expect something to happen related to the number 8 with this date. So, as we've seen in the past. And also, San Francisco played that day, and they were 8-0. Again, it was 88,888 days after they were founded, and San Francisco 49ers were 8-0. They ended up losing. But the other odd fact that there was 50 days remaining in the year, San Francisco equals 50, and they were going for their 50th Monday Night Football win. And both teams, San Francisco equals 122. It was on 122 longitude, and they were playing Seattle, which was on the 122 longitude as well. An emergency code equals 122. And it was 111 years and 19 weeks after the SOS emergency code became effective. So the number 122 might play out sometime in the future related to San Francisco or Seattle. Because I thought it was, looking back at 11/3, that was the day everybody said, oh, Seattle's going to get destroyed by a big disaster or something. But they had a connection with San Francisco as well, and that was 88,888 80 days apart from San Francisco. So there's some kind of tie-in between San Francisco and Seattle. Again, if a big quake hits that area, if the Cascadia or something like that, it's going to affect both areas, most likely. So, and we had another thing to look for is the number 315. It was the 315th day. I talked about this New Zealand shooting being on 315 and 531 having another shooting. And if you go 315 days into the future, we have September 21st. It's 101, 101 days remaining in the year, like LOL, how when you see an iPad go to when Obama laughs. Then it's also 19 years, 10 days after 9/11. So that's 9/21/2020. But I got some big dates before that. I mean, I'm pretty sure things are going to pop off way before that. I'm talking about any time now, but but I didn't say on 11/11 there's going to be like a huge 9/11 event. I noticed also that the stock market's at all-time highs. And I said before, I don't expect something comparable to 9/11 to happen until I see a signal in the stock market. Yeah, we might get some, chaotic planned events when the stock market's still at all-time highs, like we did today. We saw the school shooting, and I have some pretty amazing connections to the school shooting. I'm going to make another video on that. But yeah, I just wanted to go over the 11th again, so, and just show you some new info I found on that date. So, alright, talk to you next time.